Hi Tallgrass, it's Jodi Brassard here, and this is my video submission part 1. Part 1 for the first video, it says to provide a film completing the acupressure session, including descriptions of things we're going to go over. I have my notes here and I'm going to include that also for you, just so that you can see what I'm seeing. My model today is Kiva, and she is a 6-year-old mare, and she is going to help us out. Okay, so the 4 examinations is where I want to start for the brief description of the pre-session preparation. The 4 descriptions would be visual, visual, listening, smelling, hearing, and then inquiry of the owner, and then physical examination is the last part. So jumping back to visual observation, you want to look at attitude, behavior, conformation, movement. You know, she's pretty social and happy, which I like, is good. I know I'm touching her, I'm not supposed to be touching her yet, but you want to look for anything obvious. Does she have a runny nose? Is there any running coming from the eyes? Any discharge? Things like that. Also, it's important to note things that are not, you know, runny and normal. Normal is a good note too to have, so you want to be able to notice that as well. How is she standing? Are her feet squared up? Is she standing with her hind feet under her belly? Things like that is what you want to look for. Listening and smelling, can you hear her breathing? Is she coughing? Is she rasping in her breath? Anything like that. Can you hear gut sounds? You should be able to hear gut sounds. And at this point, you may not be able to hear them yet, I found, because you're so far away, but once you get a little closer to her, you can add that into maybe like the physical part. You want to notice if she smells any certain way. Does she smell like a horse? Does she smell you know, hot, like a fiery smell? Or is there anything rotten smelling, like from their feet maybe? It could be thrush, something like that. So you want to just pay attention to what you notice and what you smell. The third part is the history and inquiry, where you talk to the horse owner or caretaker, whoever's taking care of them. You may not have the full history, but get whatever they'll give you. You know, you want to find out what their typical day is like. What are they eating? What are they doing for exercise? Their activity level? You know, do they have shoes? Things like that. Just any supplements they're on, any medication they're on, the history of supplements and medication as well. That's all important that you want to ask. The physical examination is the 4th part to the 4 examinations, and that's where you want to go over, basically make a U right to left around the horse. You want to touch them, you want to smell them, you want to listen for gut sounds, things like that, and you can follow me. You know, you want to feel for any heat or swelling or indentations or anything like that that might be a little bit out of the ordinary, or even something in the ordinary, but you'd want to make sure that you note either way. And then something else that I wanted to add was, in prepping to go ahead and work on a horse as a session, what I like to do is I like to just take a moment to kind of clear my own mind, check myself, whether it's still at home or before I get out of the car at a client's house or something like that. I want to just take a moment and breathe and just really check in, because you want to be able to give the animal all of this good intention, because you will be using intentional touch, and you want to be able to give that to them, and they deserve that. So it's good to leave, you know, your grocery list, whatever, leave it in the car and just be here and be present. That's important. We're going to go back to that side. The next part is the opening, and my model is eating. So the opening is tracing the bladder meridian 3 times. I'm only going to do it once for purposes of the video. And what you want to do is start right here at bladder 1 on her eye, on the inside of her eye, and it comes up. Scooch over. Sometimes we start right here because they don't like to be touching their face. Kiva's pretty okay with it. I'm going to just like slip under her mane and trace. And then I like to either use 2 hands or cup my hand like this. My other hand is resting on her. Here the bladder meridian jumps into 2. And then we come back into 1. Follow her hind quarter around. We pass, hi Marley. We pass bladder 40. We come around here and down and all the way popping out at bladder 67 on the hoof. And this is Marley. He wants to be in the video today also. Let's see. Point work, 2 techniques up here on our foreleg. Let's see. Good. Okay. Point work is I'm going to work on triple heater 4 right here. And one of the ways I like to do point work is you can put your middle finger over your index finger and hi baby. And I like to draw like a little circle almost kind of on it like that, counterclockwise and clockwise, or pulse like that maybe. And then that's one way. Another way is to, I'm going to use the Bowie point up here. If you can't touch them or if they're sensitive, you kind of want to just hover your hand almost and just send that good energy to them. And that's another way you can work on the point work. And then I know we're running out of time a little bit on this video, so last part over here. Again, closing. The closing you're going to want to do 3 times. I'm only doing it once just for purposes of our time frame. Again, bladder 1 up here. Shoo, shoo, shoo. High keevers down. I am going a little faster just for video, but here. And this good girl. Just stay with your horse. No big deal. And we pop out again at bladder 7 on that Jingwell point for bladder. Let me just review my notes and see if we had anything else for this video. So yeah, so that's the same on 3 sides. The opening and closing is 3 sides, 3 times of the bladder meridian. Watch for 24 hours because it takes 24 hours for the chi to entirely flow through the system. And there you have it. You can make recommendations and notice changes and stuff according to what you find. But thank you so much. That's video submission 1.